Hello, I'm Debbie Foreman, and welcome back to another episode of GAPCast. Usually on this channel, I do reactions. I react to people that are talking, infamous people that are talking about the world of gaps and how gaps affect us, how they hinder our progress through stagnation, qualification, competition, results, what causes them, what can be done about them, so on and so forth. Today, not. Today, I have decided to do something different, and this is a reaction. I said usually I react to other people. I am right now reacting to myself and to information that has been thrown at me recently. I do work with organizations in different parts of the world, and I've been doing this for 35, 36 years. So for most of my career, I was based out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, and for the last 3 years, I'm now based out of Los Angeles. I've worked for school districts, private schools, nonprofit organizations. I've worked for multinationals, small, medium businesses, industries, and communities, a lot of community work, and also besides that, individuals. Because at the end of the day, the work that I do, even if when I go into a large organization, I'm working with the individuals inside those organizations. And it is through the individuals that we close gaps. It's through individuals that we stop what's hindering progress. And what happens? What is that like end result? When I say end result, I don't like to talk about end results because one of the things that we work with when we talk about closing the systemic gaps is a workflow. It's an impact chart. I'm going to ask our editors to put the impact chart up there so we can see it. But it goes like this. What's the input? What's the output? From the output, we get either, or in both, we get results, which are the objective data. We get outcomes, which is subjective evidence. The sum of the objective and subjective, the results and the outcomes, creates a final impact. So the work that I do, starting whether it's in a large organization or with individuals through GAPTrax, you guys go online and take the course and change your lives. Okay, that's great. But one of the big focuses is what is that final impact that you expect to make, and what is that input, output, the results, the outcomes to get to that impact. All right, this being said, recently, and I've absorbed this because I work with individuals and organizations both around the world and inside the United States and inside Brazil. It gives me access to a lot of foreigners with specialized knowledge or specialized skills, highly qualified people. And so here in the United States recently, I've been privy to a couple of cases with highly specialized professionals that are here legally. They're here because of their specialties, and they've been in their careers for 15 years, 25 years, 35 years. And then comes the dream of America, the dream of coming to the United States. And they walk into a workforce that has a series of different methodologies and processes, legal processes. What is the difference between an employee, a consultant, an individual that's on a project-to-project basis, somebody that's on a long-term advisory, so on and so forth. So advisory, consultancy, and employee. Each one of those has a different type of contract that's associated to it. And a lot of foreigners, they don't know how to adjust, so they don't know how to create the terms and conditions that they need. So they go in and they sign what they think is a standard whatever. And then what happens? They go through a process of intimidation. And this has put me into the state of absolute fury over the last 6-8 weeks. Because multiple cases have come to me on the same thing. U.S. organizations intimidating their skilled workforce because contracts were signed and those terms are not being complied with. So that person that may have come from abroad, that may be here temporarily for a project, is now going through an intimidation process of whether you must take it as we say it or else. So this is a public service message. If you are a foreigner in the United States here legally providing services, whether it's an employee, an advisor, consultant, or project manager, one of those four, and you did not understand when you came into the country how to manage what's inside of the scope of your legal hiring process, and you're being shunned, you're being pushed aside, you're being told take it or leave it, you're being told this is how it's done, I want to give you a couple of tips. Number one, document everything. Document everything. Email. I would like clarification. According to my contract A, B, or C, I would like clarification. Did I understand this correctly? I'd like clarification. What can I be doing differently that's inside the scope of my work, inside my contract? If you're a foreigner and you are an employee in the United States, you have the right, especially I'm talking more like for a fact in the state of California, but it is a right to request your personnel files. That's not personal, it's personnel, which is the human resource documents. You have the right to say, I would like access to my personnel files. Letter of the proposal that was originally given, the proposal that turned into a contract, any changes or upgrades that have been done, what your vacation time is, what your layoff policy is, all those types of documents you are allowed to have legally, and they have to give it to you. They're not allowed to intimidate you to get that. Why does intimidation cause gaps? You take somebody highly qualified, you can be an engineer, you can be a IT mastermind, AI mastermind, the medical field, whatever area it is that you're in, and you have so much specialized technical knowledge. But once you become intimidated, you begin to freeze. And what is all those years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years of your career starts barreling down on you, and you find yourself in an unknown situation. What if they ask me to leave the country? What if I get in trouble? What if there's an audit? How do I cover my ass? CYA, learn this if you're a foreigner. CYA, cover your ass. If you believe that there's something anti-ethical, if you believe that there is something illegal and that can reflect back onto you, you have rights. Where do you go? Well, if I go to a lawyer, then it's going to cause problems. You don't need to go to a lawyer to start. There are public entities, and each state has them, that cover the scope of employment. You can go to employment offices and say, I'm not sure what to do. If you believe that a crime is being committed, you can go to the FBI. What you can't do is take what comes to you and sign it blindly in the hopes that something is going to change. Because once that process starts, once you've been put into an intimidation process, the gap is going to widen, and you're going to find yourself more and more susceptible to the liabilities of what is happening. You have rights. The gap goes to your self-esteem. It makes you freeze. It sets you back. The dream of America doesn't come true. Do not sign anything that's given to you without previous consultation. Make sure that you keep records of all of your personnel files from the very beginning. Compare them, cross-reference them. And if you feel that you are being intimidated or forced to do something, you have rights. Your rights will not be rescinded here in the United States, but you are being used. You are being scapegoated. And at the end of the day, if there is an audit, if there is an investigation, you could be blamed. Don't do it. So this is my public service message. If you are a foreigner in the United States or an American in Brazil, because trust me, I've been through it. I was intimidated twice in Brazil with death threats because I decided to unveil a corrupt organization with a multinational and the government. It is the scariest, most terrifying thing that you can go through. And it's not until you go through it, it's not until you go and find the right entities or authorities, so on and so forth, that are there to give you support. So if you're an American or a foreigner in Brazil and you're being intimidated, send me a message. Send me a message. If you're a foreigner in the United States and you're being intimidated or you're being used as a scapegoat, send me a message. I am here to help you. This is my public service message because the gaps that form from this are life-shattering. That's all I wanted to say. You have rights. There are solutions. You're not alone. Contact me and let me see what I can do. Okay? For the time being, that's it. My name's Debbie Foreman, the owner of GAPTrax, and I'm over and out.